And finally, I use some mud. Mud. Oh, hello, skylarks and swallows. I didn't realise you were there. How are you today? I was just busy making myself a mud pie. And I was just writing a list of all the things that I've used. So, in the garden, I found some stones, some leaves, some water, some mud, that's what I was just writing, and I was lucky enough to find myself a feather. And I put it all in an old saucepan. Would you like to see the mud pie that I made? Here it is. Ooh, look at that. I'll try and get some up for you to see. It's very watery. Look. Ooh. It's always fun to make things from the garden. Now, the reason why I was making a mud pie to play with was because I've been busy reading a story called Jake Bakes a Monster Cake. Would you like to hear the story? Okay. Are you sitting comfortably? And we will read. So we've got Jake Bakes a Monster Cake. And if we look at the front cover, we can see the cake that the monsters have made. What can you see in there? Oh, yes, look, an eyeball. Oh, some worms. Maybe it's a caterpillar. That's definitely a snail, isn't it? Or a slug. Lots of different creatures in their pie. Oh, look, before we read, we can see some of the things they might have used. There's blue gunk, ooze, bugs, yellow goo, bogies, and Pirate Pete's toenails. Dear, this is going to be a disgusting cake, isn't it, by the monsters? One Saturday, Jake decided to bake a cake for his friend's birthday tea. And we can see he's got a list up here, his shopping list and his to-do list. He needs to wash the frog, feed the frog, eat the frog. Ooh, he's got lots of things to do, isn't he? He said, "What a treat! Sam loves something sweet, and my friends can help make it with me." But, you see, it was tricky. Jake's friends were so picky. Their plans were quite different to Jake's. They liked juicy bugs and fat slimy slugs to flavour their favourite cakes. That day, Monster Tor arrived at Jake's door, and Ben walked behind with young Fred. Tilly was late, but she rushed through the gate. "It's time to get started," said Jake. They hurried inside, and with aprons all tied, Jake showed them their recipe book. But Tor laughed with Tilly. "Oh, Jake, don't be silly. We don't need instructions to cook." She grabbed smelly eggs, 8 spidery legs, 5 ants, some old pants, about 10. She whisked them and whirred them. She mixed them and stirred them, then handed the bowl on to Ben. Ooh, would you like to have a cake made out of all of that stuff? Not sure I would. Ben shouted, "My turn!" and he threw in a worm. He laughed. "It says here to add lime." "Oh, do me a favour." "No, my kind of flavour is luminous, bogey green slime." Jake started to mutter. "But what about butter? Perhaps some more sugar?" he tried. Fred thought for a minute, then threw a slug in it. "But these are so gooey," he cried. Tilly said, "Please, can I add some cheese? I promise it's really delicious. It's stinky and old. It's covered in mould. And the maggots are extra nutritious." But Jake said, "Enough. Now, I'll have to get tough. You'll ruin our present for Sam." Then a splash of the paste landed right on Jake's face. "Yum! What a good baker I am." With the mixture cooked through, Jake called the whole crew to carry the huge bake outside. Wow, look how tall that is. That is really tall. But then, in a muddle, Jake slipped in a puddle and groaned as he watched the cake slide. Uh-oh. Sam opened his door as the cake hit the floor. It fell with a splat to the ground. "Happy birthday," sobbed Jake, while Sam stared at the cake, and nobody else made a sound. "I'm sorry," Jake cried, his eyes open wide. Sam frowned and he puffed out his chest. He turned towards Jake. "When it comes to good cake, mud pie is quite simply the best." Oh, so they made themselves a mud pie instead, and look, they're getting very, very muddy, aren't they, making their mud pie? Well, I hope that you enjoyed that story and that you're having a lovely day. Maybe at some point you'd like to make a mud pie of some kind. I hope that you have a lovely day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.